Seriously, fanboys are crying. Let me go and drink their tears is all I'm hearing from this. And just like clockwork, we are back to this old argument once again. Oh, I rarely get to snap in the articles before the intro thingy. Who am I? I am Mecha. I'm your favorite YouTube consumer advocate here on the interwebs and Twitter and Twitch and all the things. Follow me everywhere. I should be doing a live stream tonight if I get this edited in time, which I didn't do. Sarah Michelle, so I can't take the actual words seriously anymore, knowing that that's how they do this stuff, knowing that they market these, like, what's next? Are you gonna blame Orange Man Bad for this thing, like, being, oh, they're not watching it anymore, it must be Orange Man Bad's fault, ree. Yeah, there's another one. He-Man stopped watching Kevin Smith's Masters of the Universe Revelations. It dropped out of the top 10 on Netflix after only 1 week. That's because you released 5 episodes that take about 2 hours to watch at once. And I'm sorry, with the exception of a few people on Twitter, most people don't actually sit there and watch the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over for all eternity. Especially if they just kind of like it. They're like, oh, that was cool, that was fun. I'll move on to the next thing. Or, in the case of what they did to actually market this thing was the rage bait, the fanboys, the man, whatever they're called, Masters of the Universe Revelation, gaze up the universe.
Oh my.
This stuff, we're not, like, oh, they do this crap. They release images so that YouTubers like me and whoever else will release these images, and a lot of people will see that and be like, wait a minute, because that's what I did. I said, wait a minute, why are you making these characters this way on purpose? Because they do that for marketing. They do that to get you. They do that to poke you in the rib, or to do this. They see, I'm not poking you, and if you complain, you're just a re. And they use all these buzzwords and stuff, and we do on both sides. There's a whole bunch of this back and forth. You know, you'll see the same people on the one side. You'll be, you know, oh, you're just, well, they're just going to throw in more intersectional feminism. And then on the other side, they're like, Ree, you're a sexist. Oh, they're going to throw in more identity politics. Ree, you're a racist. It's the same thing. It's buzzword on both sides. And I'm tired of tribes and teams and reeing and kind of taking myself out. Like, we know that that's what they're doing with this stuff. We know that. And I love that I have the fan base that I have, who kind of can see a little bit through this. They can take off the marketing. They can take off the outrage. They can take off the layer of immediately being angry that what they did, because they did some shitty stuff to you. I'm not gonna lie. We know that. That's not really so much the point of this video. It is the point that they have to go and release these articles. And you know what? They might as well just say, click me on the article, and you know what? Fine, I will. Because that's what we do here, and I will monetize it immensely. Sarah Michelle Gellar, gaze at Masters of the Universe Revelations, and He-Man fanboys drown in their own tears. That's really where they're going. Of course, it's somebody who looks like this. A senior writer and TV editor. You wrote 1,000 articles. This person, Heather Hogan, is an Otto Straddle senior writer who lives in New York City with her partner Stacy and their cackle of rescued bats. Well, good for you. I bet you're wearing your little mask like a good little person, and you're saving the world from the people who don't have them, so that the people who don't have them can't even go into the store that you're saving them from in the first place. That makes sense. That's a video for another day, and this is the type of stuff you get randomly in my videos sometimes. You know what? I don't believe you're an L. I don't believe you have a partner, Stacy, unless we see it on screen. Where are your pronouns? Where's your rainbow flag? Where is this? I'm going a little nuts. That's a Star Trek thing. Anywho, let's hear the article. We're gonna utilize this article, and we're gonna monetize it like so many sailors who crashed their ships against the boulders of the seas at the sounds of the sirens, and the children who followed trails of candy into haunted woods like the moth to the flame. Prophet Janet Jackson. Janet Jackson's not a prophet. She's like the 7th most talented Jackson, for crying out loud. I too am propelled along. Like, you couldn't have mentioned like Michael as the prophet. You could, like, I'm sorry. You could, no matter the time. Oh yeah, I too am propelled along by an invisible force. No matter the time, the day, the season, the obligations before me. If I hear in the distance the sound of fanboy tears, I will follow them to the very edges of the earth to claim my prize. Oh, there was always a prize. They sob in a heap. Our childhoods, our masculinity, virtue signaling. While they review. Oh, virtue signaling goes both ways, dear. You know, when you do these things on purpose, of course, people are going to be upset by them. Of course they are. And it doesn't help that a lot of people will see the images, they'll see the thumbnails, they'll be riled up by whatever YouTuber riles them up at that moment. And I do it myself. I certainly get like, yeah, and, you know, that's our nature. We're humans. That's our nature. We do that. And what is before them? Of course, women with lasers, women with daggers, women with swagger and shaved heads. Women don't like women with shaved heads. We don't like that look either. We don't like that look. We don't like that they're lying to our faces saying that this is more realistic body type, even though the real He-Man was actually really drawn on real people from the Filmation stuff. They just, rotoscoped it, whatever they did. Those were real people that they designed a lot of that stuff after. Now they're not. Now they're just making these clickbaity on purpose for marketing. That is why they did this. They lined the walls of their boyhood, boys-only clubhouses. Women were busting ghosts. Well, the women didn't need to bust ghosts.
Me?
I have gone on record defending countless times the fact that I never felt excluded. I never felt excluded from He-Man either. Last week, I followed the sweet sound of fanboy. Why would you? Why would you bother? Why would you troll it? It's not for you. Or is it for you? Is it for people who hate you to, like, I wonder if that's really the case. Netflix's He-Man reboot and the latest offering, yada yada, of 80s nostalgia. Looks like the original He-Man. Sounds like the original He-Man. Not really. And the cast of characters is nearly the same as the original, but this is not the original He-Man. For starters, it's almost not even about He-Man at all, which is one of the problems that people have. Now, I have stated and gone on record saying this might be a case of let the buyer beware a little bit, where it says Masters of the Universe in it, but Kevin Smith says it's literally all about He-Man. When he says it's literally all about He-Man, though, this is the guy who wrote a movie where they're literally talking about Caitlin Bree for the entire movie. And that movie's all about Caitlin Bree. So I think that maybe Kevin Smith believes his own lies or his own bullshit, and he doesn't actually believe, and he did apologize for kind of leaning into a lot of this, letting people say he was a bigger fanboy, not clarifying and saying, yeah, He-Man's gone, but then how could he? Because he's under, non-disclosures and crap. He can't spoil it. Without spoiling too much, Prince Adam gets taken out of commission, yada yada. We know that. Teela's not the only one who got fanboy was weeping. Andra is no longer Lieutenant Andra, but she's now a badass black woman that nobody noticed because the character was so... Seriously, you had to tell us. Nobody even noticed except for the hardest core He-Man fans, right? And your hardest core He-Man fans probably just said, oh, hey, this used to be red. And I think they were more proud that they remembered who the character was, to be perfectly honest. Because I don't remember Andra. So it doesn't really hurt my feelings one bit if you're going to swap out or do anything. I mean, maybe the SJW types are going to say that Tiffany Smith doesn't look black enough. That might be one of the things that they do. So you're going to have a Wokemon backfire there anyway. Furthermore, Teela and Andra, yada yada. So this just goes on and all this bullshit. And coming back from this fade-in, I was skimming this article, looking. I didn't want this to be the longest video on the planet. I am not seeing anywhere where they say they quote-unquote gay it up. Because to think that this look might actually be gay, well, that's a stereotype now, isn't it? And that's putting your own spin on this. I don't see that anywhere. I also don't see anything other than stating that, yes, Sarah Michelle Gellar is voicing this Teela character here. And yes, there's shades of Cersei and Buffy in both of them. That's because Sarah Michelle Gellar can't really do anything other than kind of a bitchy sort of sounding voice. And while all those changes are heckin' welcome, who says heckin' welcome? other than Tucker Budson. He's the only one who does. He's a doggy.
Meow.
Revelation still captures the sword and sorcery and anime sensibility of the original series without the misogyny and racism. There wasn't any, though, in the beginning. You had chick characters. You had diversity characters, right? That were proportionate to the percentages of the time period. But, you know, they kind of forget that. And they think everything today is the same as it was then. The first 5 episodes follow Tila, yada yada. This doesn't even tell me anything about ganging it up. This is just a clickbaity thing. The feel of the series is different than Noelle Stevens. And in fact, I'd say it got way more in common with Legend of Korra. Oh, you're going to love Legend of Korra. Guess what? Legend of Korra, we found out that character was based on Gina Carano, which these people hate because Ree in Tribes. So this is just a clickbait bullshit nothing article that hopefully Heather Hogan is perfectly fine with me monetizing. I will take your work and hopefully make twice as much money as you did for it, Heather, because I'm not seeing anywhere in here anything about Sarah Michelle Gellar ganging up Masters of the Universe Revelation. Nothing in the article. And I'm not seeing anywhere just this person wanting to be a miserable piece of crap, having no investment, no interest, or anything other than, oh, fanboys are reeing, and that's all this is. Oh, fanboys are reeing, let me go drink their tears. Fanboys are crying, let me go read about it. Seriously, fanboys are crying, let me go and drink their tears, is all I'm hearing from this. I am Mecha, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button, and if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye!